Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I'm going to be bringing y'all the top 3 most broken rebirth builds on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Now, before all that, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Now, as y'all can see, coming up at number 1, I'm going to be bringing y'all the rare all-around two-way build. Now, we're going to go ahead and make this build out of the small forward position. When it comes down to the height, I'm going to go with 6'7", 217 when it comes down to the weight, with a 6'10 wingspan. Now, first, I had to go ahead and put the build on this list because this is honestly one of the best rare build names that you can honestly get out of any 2K. So to get started, let's go after the finishing. And as you can see, when it comes down to the driving dunk, I'm going to go with the 92. And right here, we're going to be able to get a total of 18 finishing badges. Once it comes down to the driving layup, we're going to go with an 80 and a 55 close shot. That right there is going to bring us up to a total of 18 finishing badges. Now for the shooting, I'm going to go with an 85 for the mid-range, 85 for the three-pointer with an 85 free throw for a total of 28 shooting badges. Now for the playmaking. This is very essential, especially if you want to be able to unlock all of the best dribble moves. So for my liking, I'm going to go with the pass accuracy of an 84. Then when it comes down to the ball handle, max this out at an 85. Now for the speed with ball, this is pretty optional, but for badge purposes, I would just go ahead and max it out to get 25. Now, the rest of the attributes will be left over for the defensive end as well as the physicals. Now just remember, as long as you go about the making of this build based to your own playstyle and we get the same build name, that's going to be perfectly okay. But once it comes down to the defensive stats, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we go with a threshold of an 85 perimeter defense. Then when it comes down to the steal, this is pretty essential. I'm going to go with a 78 as well as a 76 block. That's going to bring us up to a total of 24 defensive badges. And since we are in Season 9, that means all of us have had the potential to get at least 9 extra badges put towards any build that we make. So go ahead and really take that into consideration for this one. But as for the speed, I'm going to max it out. Go with an 80 vertical, 90 stamina, and then for the takeovers, we get the slashing, shot critting, sharpshooting with the lockdown takeover. So whichever one that you decide to go with, make sure it's all based off your own preference. As long as you like the one that you pick, I promise you, that's going to work out perfectly. Now for my liking, I would pick shot creating, ankle breaking shots. Secondly, the sharpshooting or extreme clamps. And now as y'all can see, coming up at number 1, we have created the all-around two-way build. And I'm telling you, the builds are only going to continue to get better as we go down this list. So if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and comment down right now. Where are you tuning in from? Whether that be a different city, state, or even country. Now coming up at number 2, I'm going to be bringing y'all the two-way pass-first guard. But this is a 6'9" glitched build made out of a mix of the Imperial as well as the metric system. So man, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. I know that we can reach 50 likes, especially with 23 days being left over towards 2K23. I wanted to be sure to drop y'all the top 3 best builds to end the year off with. So let's go ahead and get started first by making this build out of the shooting guard position. Once we go ahead and get into the body settings, go with the height of 6'3", 220 for the weight with a 7-foot wingspan. Now this is not going to matter when it comes down to the attributes right here. All you need to do is max out anything from the finishing, shooting, playmaking, or even the physicals. Now the main key here is really not going to be the attributes or even the build name, but we're going to go ahead and carry over certain stats from this build over to a 6'9" build. Now you're going to see what I mean just in a moment, but as for the takeovers, pick anything that you want. As you can see, the build name came out to an offensive threat, but this is really only the setup to get the actual build that we want. So now let's go ahead and go back into the settings. Then from the settings, go into the units of measurements. You're going to change it from the imperial to the metric system. Now let's go ahead and go back into that same exact build that we just created. From here, we're going to go ahead and continue to edit it. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and be able to see the metric system. So as for the measurements of the height, go with 2.05 meters. As for the weight, you definitely want to go ahead and drop this to the lowest possible. I'm going to go with 85 kilograms, then with a wingspan of 2.31 meters. Now, as for the body shape, I'm going to go with built. Now you're going to see which attributes we're going to be able to get as if we were still a 6'3 build. Now, pretty much we are 6'9, but the measurements are coming out different out of the metric system. So what you want to go ahead and do, go with the 92 driving dunk, 83 for the driving layup, and right there, once you adjust the mid-range to an 80, that's going to bring the close shot up to a 50 for 14 finishing badges. Now, for the three-pointer, max this out, go with an 85 free throw, and that's going to bring us up to a total of 22 shooting badges. Now for the playmaking, I'm going to go with an 85 pass accuracy, 75 ball handle with a 74 speed with ball, and some of the attributes out of this build will be the ball handle as well as the tiers that we're able to unlock for certain badges. Now overall, for the defensive end, we're going to be able to get 29 badges, max out the perimeter defense, steal as well as the block. Then for the physicals, max out the speed and acceleration. Same thing for the stamina as well as an 85 vertical. And with this build, consider the extra 9 badges that we actually do have to get towards it. Now that's going to easily push the badge count over to 100, but honestly, if you keep this build as is, still a super solid build to work with, especially since it's a glitch build and has the animations and the tiers of certain badges of a smaller height. Now for the takeovers, we get the slashing, playmaking, also going to be able to get the lockdown. So it really comes down to how you want to go about this, but I would have to say even the glass cleaning is very overpowered. So I'm going to go with see the future takeover as well as a playmaking take. And as y'all can see, we have created the two-way pass first guard, and we're going to be able to speed boost on this build, get some of the best dribble animations at a 6'9 height with the glass cleaning takeover and all of the contact dunks. Now coming up at number 3, the one and only rebounding wing build with the shot creating takeover. Now this not only is one of the best defensive builds, but with what it comes with on the offensive end, I'm telling you, has to be one of my favorite builds to use as well as played with and against all year. And for those of y'all who made it to this point of the video, I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for the support, but go ahead and hit that like button and comment down below, what do y'all think about these 3 builds that I dropped to y'all today? Now let's go ahead and get started by first putting the build under the small forward position. Once it comes down to the actual physicals, you can change this based to your own preference. Now I know you can make a rebounding wing anywhere from 6'7 all the way to 6'9, but I'm going to go with the smallest height being 6'7. Then when it comes down to the weight, 181 with a 7'1 wingspan. Body shape, it really does not matter, but for my liking, I'm going to go with defined. Now on this build, we're going to be able to pretty much play like a guard, but the best thing that I got to say about it is that we're going to be able to have lockdown defender tendencies. Now as for the finishing, we're going to be able to get a total of 26 badges. Now all you need to do is go with a 76 standing dunk, 87 driving dunk, 84 driving layup, and a 79 close shot. And we're going to be able to get some pretty good tiers out of this build as well. Now when it comes down to the shooting, go with an 80 mid-range, max out the three-pointer. Then for the free throw, I'm going to go with an 89. That's going to bring us up to a total of 24 badges. And I would have to say, the fact that we get Hall of Fame Sniper is easily going to make this one of the best all-around builds to use. Now right there, we already have 50 total badges. Let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. Go with the 76 pass accuracy, max out that ball handle. Now as you can see, at 6'7", we're going to be able to get an 83 ball handle. If you want to glitch this build, you can definitely do that. But when it comes down to the speed, I'm going to go with a 76 for another 24 badges. Now as for the defensive end, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the perimeter defense is going to be a 76. Go with a 90 steal. As for the block, I'm going to max this out. And then for the rebounding, go with the 77 for the offensive. Then when it comes down to the defensive, you can max this out for a total of another 26 badges. Now right here, we have 4 more overalls to leave left over for the physicals, and you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the most out of this build. So for my liking on the speed, I'm going to go with an 82. The acceleration will be an 80. make sure to go with the 70 vertical, and pretty much you can throw the rest into the stamina, making it a 90. Now this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like. We'll go ahead and take one more look at the badges, but really consider all the boosts that you can buy towards this build, as well as if you go ahead and add on the 9 extra badges since we are in season 9. Now for the takeovers, we get the glass cleaning, sharpshooting, shot creating with the slashing. So whichever ones you decide to go with, make sure you consider that you get a +10 when activated. And again, shout out to the Rich family and everybody who decided to make it this far into the video. Comment down below, where did you tune in from today, as well as what did y'all think about all 3 builds. Now let's go ahead and check out the name. And as y'all can see, we have created the one and only Rebounding Wing. Thank y'all for the support. Thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. I got more bangers dropping tomorrow and throughout the week. Daily uploads are here to stay. So man, with all that being said, thank y'all, thank you, God, and Rich out.